Peter and the Magic Harp. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Peter who lived in a small village nestled in the heart of the Red Rock Mountains. Peter was a very quiet and introspective child who loved being in nature more than anything. He would often spend hours wandering in the forest by himself, listening to the birds sing, the rustling of leaves by the wind, and the trickling stream, and he could hear a beautiful symphony within the sounds. One day, while Peter was walking in the forest, he heard an unusual sound that he had never heard before. It was a soft, ethereal melody that seemed to be coming from nowhere and everywhere at the same time. Peter followed the sound, and it led him to a clearing where he saw a vision of angels floating in the air and playing harps. The angels looked at him and said, "Peter, you have been chosen to play the harp for the kingdom of heaven. We will give you special music to bring to earth during this time of the dawning of the golden age, and you must play it with all of your heart and soul." Peter was amazed and couldn't believe what he was hearing. He thought that perhaps he was imagining this, but the angels reassured him by creating magical synchronicities that left him with little doubt that indeed the angels and their heavenly request were real. Finally, after much thought and introspection, Peter accepted their offer, and the angels handed him a beautiful small harp that had carvings and ivory inlay of Celtic knots and other magical symbols. As soon as Peter touched the harp, he felt a strong energy flowing through him as his hands seemed to move by themselves upon the strings, and the music that came out of the harp was unlike anything he had ever heard before. This is a magic harp. It holds the power to heal and bring peace to those who hear it played. It is your destiny to play it and bring joy to the world, said the angels. From that day on, Peter would spend every waking moment practicing his new gift, and the people who heard it were filled with joy and peace. As Peter traveled from village to village, he became known as the healer of souls, and people would come from far and wide to hear him play. He used the magic of the harp to heal the sick and to bring comfort to the bereaved. He played with all his heart and soul, and his music was so beautiful that it brought tears to the eyes of all who heard it. As the years went by, Peter realized that the magic harp was not only helping others, it was also helping him. He was able to find peace within himself and to overcome the struggles he had been facing earlier in his life. Peter felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that his music was bringing healing and upliftment to people the world over. Eventually, Peter returned to the clearing in the forest where he had first met the angels and received his magic harp. He called out to them, and to his delight, the angels appeared, floating in the air in front of him. He thanked them for giving him the magic harp, and the angels said, "The harp was always yours. You just needed to find it." And with that, the angels disappeared into the ethers. As Peter's fame grew, he was invited to play at the palace for the king and queen. Peter was nervous but excited, and he played with all of his heart. The king and the queen were so impressed by Peter's talent that they offered him a position as the court musician. Peter accepted the offer and moved to the palace. He played for the king and queen every day, and his music brought joy to the entire kingdom. Years went by and Peter grew old, But he never lost his passion for music. He taught many young musicians how to play the harp and told them stories about the angels, and his legacy lived on through them. And when his time came, he returned to the kingdom of heaven, where the angels welcomed him with open arms, and he played the harp for eternity.